Imagine a young soul swallowed by the fury of the North Atlantic, the waves and the darkness of a brutal capture, carried across unforgiving waters. A boy named Patrick was violently deposited onto the shores of an unknown, wild island. His new world was reduced to the bleak reality of cold hills and lonely, windswept fields stretching endlessly around him. For 6 long years, he knew only the silent duty of tending sheep, his only companions the harsh elements. In that profound silence, stripped of everything familiar, his spirit began to search for something more substantial. Hidden from his captors, he would pour out his heart to the God of his childhood, finding solace in prayer. Each breath of the soft, biting wind seemed to carry a strange mixture of his deepest suffering and an undeniable glimmer of hope. Through that crucible of hardship, his faith was not broken, but forged into an unshakable spiritual resolve. Then, one day, the opportunity for escape presented itself. A desperate chance to flee back to the life he once knew. He finally walked the familiar paths of home again, but the comfort he expected never fully settled in his heart. Sleep offered no rest, for a powerful, undeniable inner calling began to urge him away from safety. The voice was clear. He was being summoned back to the island of his servitude, but this time not as a captive. He had to return as a messenger, as a missionary, to bring the light he had found in the darkness. Visions of the Irish people danced before his eyes during his quiet hours of preparation and fervent prayer. With calm orchestral music underscoring his decision, he chose obedience and courage over all personal comfort. He stepped back onto the Irish coast, this time not as a broken slave, but as a man filled with divine purpose. Patrick approached the local people with profound humility, ready to share the radical message of his faith. His voice carried strength, yet his manner remained gentle, respecting the ancient ways he encountered everywhere. He needed a way to illustrate the profound concept of the Holy Trinity to minds rooted in other beliefs. He reached down and plucked a simple, familiar piece of native greenery from the ground beside him. Holding up the shamrock, he clearly presented the mystery of one God existing in 3 distinct persons. The local chieftains and their people watched with surprising quiet as this new wisdom unfolded before them. He never sought to violently erase the old ways, but instead sought to fulfill and transform them through truth. In the clear running waters of local streams, new believers were welcomed into the faith through the rite of baptism. Joy spread across their faces as they embraced this newfound spiritual kinship and community. Patrick's mission was a tireless journey across the rugged terrain, sharing his message wherever people would gather. Slowly but surely, simple wooden structures began to appear, dedicated gathering places for the faithful. The seeds of belief, sown in suffering, were now taking root deep within the heart of the land. Decades passed, and the initial wooden huts gave way to more enduring houses of worship built of stone. Congregations filled these new sanctuaries, their voices rising in hymns of praise across the hillsides. The once captured boy, now an aged servant, often stood quietly at the edges, observing the transformation. He was not a conqueror seeking glory, but a humble shepherd tending to his beloved, newly gathered flock. Patrick's final days marked not an end, but the powerful establishment of a spiritual legacy that would endure for countless generations. His story reminds us that the deepest callings often emerge from the most unexpected places of trial and isolation. May the quiet courage of his journey inspire you to answer your own unique call with unwavering heart.